Hello, and welcome to Gaming with Sumter Miniatures. Today, we're going to go over how I paint late war Confederate infantry. I've got a considerable commission to work on those for several people, and I just figured I'd show you how I do them. These are figures. When I'm done with them, multiple different colors of jackets, multiple different colors of hats, pants, just to try to give them that ragged, rebel, mismatched uniform look that I like for my late war Confederates. I'll show you the batch that I am going to be working on. In this case, you're only going to be seeing me work on 3 stands. Then here, grab 3 stands. I like to mount my 10mm figures. These are all good ground figures. Cracker line miniatures. I like to mount them 10 to 11 on a coffee stirrer. Here we have the colors that I use for the tops and for the pants for my ragged rebels. Starting with a true blue from Americana. That's my approximation of a Union blue. I'll quite often, though, I'll use a lighter blue as a highlight. Then we've got a graphite that I tend to darken up a bit. We go into zinc. Here we have their slate gray. And then we've got their slate gray, but one that the other one's been darkened up. This one's straight slate gray. Here we've got the burnt umber. For my butternut, I use honey brown. And I'll also throw in a bit of the burnt sienna, certainly for hats and for jackets and pants. Over on the other side here, you'll see the other colors that I'll use. White for the biscuit bags. I've got a flesh that I have made myself and have kept for quite a few years. Silver and gold for buttons, a black. In this case, this one happens to be Craftsmart, but I use almost exclusively Americana when I can find them. Been getting a little difficult lately. And here's a red. I use this for blankets. Sometimes I'll also use the Union pants blue or the Union jacket blue, which I have here is ultra blue. And those are the colors that I use to paint my ragged rebels. I already started in between. Here you'll see I usually paint one pants dark and a top dark. I'll paint in this case I painted a Union pants, light blue, and then I'll go along in and work the odd colors. This brown, I'll put that one down on pants and the top first, and then the butternut on pants and top, because it's easier to fill in with the lighter grays for the ones that I'm doing. I always paint my kepis, though, the same color that I paint the jackets, because it looks a little odd if you've got a light colored hat, up against the darker jackets. I'm going to go through and paint those dark color, browns, and we will be back. Here we have the figures after painting the blue, brown, and dark gray. Next, we will be covering them with medium gray to light gray. The brushes I'm using are this Citadel. Sable brushes are best for acrylic because they hold a point very well. We will be back after I paint the gray. Here we have the Confederates with the guns painted brown, the flesh painted, and the hats painted. And then I used a dark brown wash to kind of dull all that down. On top of this, I'm going to paint the straps, the biscuit bag, and the canteens, so they stick out a little bit more. If I had done that after the wash, you would have basically lost and you wouldn't be able to see the biscuit bag. Here we see the Confederates guns painted with chrome rifle bands, gold buckles, mustaches if I choose to. So you can see with just 3 grays what a variety. Here's the back, where you can see that the white belting for the canteen and biscuit bag, hair is painted in various other colors. The dark brown wash really helps with the relief on the figures. Next, we'll pan through my collection of figures that I've done. Here we see some Confederate guns and generals. Some Confederate infantry also from my Bull Run gang. All of these figs I got from Good Ground, who is not a sponsor, but someone I paint commissions for through his website. All the figures are 10mm. I paint the flag laid out flat on a tin foil. Then I glue it using white glue that keeps the flags malleable after I mount them. I want to thank you for, again, watching my videos. Click like, subscribe, even if you don't like it. And I hope to see you in my next one. This is Ray Phillips for Sumter Miniatures.